Welcome along to another strategy guide. We're getting a step closer to Christmas, but these strategy guides are not like Santa. Santa only comes round once a year, but don't worry, the strategy guide is back every single week, and we are back with the hot prospects opening and final round. Yes, that new special edition cards and event this week. We are looking at strategies for the opening and the final round for some big rookie boosts as well. So fingers crossed you are all going to have a great result. Do me a massive favour, hit that thumbs up and let me know which drivers do you think you're going to be running. Are you using one of the new special edition cards? Now, this week we have a decent boost up for grabs, the Rookie Rush. It looks a pretty handy boost. No car stat on there. But race start tyres, defence looking pretty nice of a boost. And remember, you are fighting for race points this week, of course, so that is crucial to having a good round. Now we're going to cross over to the game. And first of all, we're going to show you, you should know who's boosted because you've already done qualifying. But there is so many cards. Behrmans, Bortolettos, Hajars, Antonellis. You've got your standard special edition, your turbocharged. You've got your epics, rares and commons as well, all with a 10% boost. And remember to check your sponsor task because that can change at the weekend, levels and drivers dependent on which one you're after. And of course, sponsor task is absolutely key. Now remember, in these guides we give you my best advice. This is not the Bible of F1 Clash. This is not the you must follow strategy guide. I am giving you all of the knowledge that is stored in here to try and point you in the right direction. If you want to take more qualifying, then absolutely go for it. If you want to use the new Series 12 car parts in your Champions GP setup, go for it, because we're not currently advising you to use them in the strategy because we don't have them unlocked. So I would recommend if you're going to use them, then definitely have a look. Remember, speed for speed, cornering for cornering on the circuits. These new parts are very, very strong. So let's have a look at the circuits that we've got coming up at this opening and final round. And as I say to everybody, remember, your levels might be different. Of course, we're just trying to give you advice. But basically, this video is chaptered down the bottom. I split it into races, 8 different races along the bottom bar of the screen. Now, the best players out there are going to be the ones that watch the circuit and then race. Then you move to race 2 in the video, play it, then race. Then move to race 3, watch the strategy guide, then race. The best players are going to do that. Now let me know if you do that down below, or you watch it all the way through and you try and remember. There's no harm in coming back to rewatch, that is for sure. Now the circuits opening and final round. We're going to get a pretty quick lap, I reckon, from Barcelona this week. But the other circuits are quite interesting as well. We have got Zandvoort in race number 2. I think I heard 2027, 2028. That's not on the calendar anymore. Replaced by Portugal. We have got the Bahrain at race 3. We have got Suzuka at race 4. I feel like we haven't had Japan for a while. We have got the wet circuit of Silverstone in race 5. Before we move on to Abu Dhabi in race 6. The Hungaroring in race 7. So you already should be used to some of these. You've already had Barcelona in the dry. You've already had Silverstone in the wet. Bahrain in the dry and Hungary in the dry in qualifying, so you should know what you need to improve on as you get through to the weekend. And let's start with the strategies as well. Now remember, we do recommend you the normal cards. Up to you, go and check your 10%, go and check your drivers as well, because you might have some of the special cars parts as well. So, tyre management and cornering is up first here at Barcelona, one of the quickest circuits that you're going to be wanting to probably set a fastest lap at. Now, dry conditions, race 1 and race number 8. So, 2-stop across the board, junior, challenger and contender, and champion is going to be pretty much a 1-stop. If you can get that 90 tyre management, that is the absolute go-to strategy. Now, if I move myself out of the way, there are some of your driver selections. We pick out some of the best junior, challenger, contender and champion drivers for you in order of what I recommend, from top to bottom. So they are some very good drivers to use, and of course check your 10%, check your special cards as well. Now for Barcelona, Saar, Pumpkin, Nazar, Handlebar, Movember, Downforce, Tyre Water and Self Control all feature tyre management and cornering. So if you want to get the best results, they are some of the best boosts to use. If you don't have them, you want to be using tyre management boost. Now, your track map, home straight for DRS. Make sure to attack with your power unit when you are using DRS, and then conserve on the straight when you're not. Attack through the corners as well. You've got to get some little bit of management of power unit around this circuit, but it's a good circuit to score some good points at. Now, cornering setup is as followed. We've got your junior setup. We then have your challenger setup. This is what we recommend. We then move on to your contender setup. And again, champion setup. Have a look at those new Series 12 parts. They might be a lot better for you, so go and take a look. So that is Barcelona. That is races 1 and race number 8 completed. And yeah, will be a quick lap around that circuit. Now, race number 2 is Zandvoort in the dry. Now, you want to swap your tyre management drivers to defensive drivers for this one, but you want to keep the cornering setup. It's up to you. You might want to take a little bit more qualifying. That is what you might want to watch out for. Now, 8 laps to come. 2 stop in junior. Challenger, contender and champion can all do the 1 stop with recommended tyre management levels as well. Now, driver selection for defence. You've got your junior, challenger, contender and champion drivers in there. Obviously, top to bottom. Up to you if you want to use some of them, but check for 10% and check for special cards as well to see if they are worth using. Now, the boosts: Handlebar, Cranberry, Reindeer, Hawk, Movember. We've got Jin, Tsar, Prince and Downforce all feature both of the track stats, defending and cornering, so make sure to use them. If you don't have any of the listed boosts, find yourself a boost with defense. Now, the track map in the middle, home straight for DRS, best place to use it. If you don't have DRS, make sure to conserve your power unit. Attack through the corners and conserve where it's blue on the map, because you want to conserve and then attack in the right places. Now, it's going to be the same sort of setup for Zandvoort as it was in Spain, but remember, if you want to take a little bit more qualifying, you can. And remember, when you get to the Series 12 Champions difficulty, you might want to look at some of the new parts if they are good for you as well. So that is your setup for this week's Zandvoort race. Now, we've got Zandvoort complete, and we move on to race number 3. It's a nice, easy one. It's Bahrain in the dry. So Bahrain in the dry, and you've got tyre management drivers, so you need to change back to tyre management as you did in race number 1. Now, with that then, power unit setup is required at Bahrain, so make sure to change your setup from cornering to power unit. Now, 8 laps to come, 2 stop in junior and challenger. Also in contender, but you can do a 4 hard with a nice probably 50-60 tyre management, so that could be a possibility for you. And then you've got champion, which is pretty much a 1 stop, a really good strategy. Now, the driver lineup, you've seen it already in tyre management of Spain, but these are your best junior, challenger, contender and champion drivers for Bahrain, featuring tyre management. So top to bottom, those who I would recommend. Now, we've also got boost selection: Frost, Pretzel, Butterfly, Dragon, Iron Force, Deadfast, Surf, Instinct and Self-Control. They all feature tyre management and power unit, so make sure to use one of them. If not, find yourself a tyre management boost. Driver stat is key. Now, this circuit is good for DRS, the home straight and the back straight. Of course, in junior you won't have DRS, so make sure to conserve down the straights so you can attack in the corner with that power unit. Now, your setup for Bahrain: we have your junior, we have your challenger setup, moving on to your contender setup, and then finally your champion setup for the tyre management and power unit circuit of Bahrain. Right, we move on. We're already 3 through. In theory 4, because we've done the last race already, but now we move to race number 4, and that is one that makes a return. It is Japan in the dry. So Japan in the dry, here we go. Defensive drivers, cornering setup. So again, it's making you change quite a little bit here, but it's the same as Zandvoort, this one. But 7 laps to come, 2 stop junior and challenger, 1 stop in contender and champion. Now, your drivers for defense we've been through already, but I will show you again. You've got your junior, challenger, contender and champion drivers top to bottom in what we would recommend for the defensive driver stat. But remember, check your 10% bonuses and check your special edition cards as well. Now with that in play, your boosts: Handlebar, Cranberry, Reindeer, Hook, Movember. You've got Jin, Sar, Prince and Downforce all feature defense and cornering. If you don't have any of them, select your defensive boosts. Now, DRS is the best down the home straight. You can also use it down the back straight as well. If you don't have DRS, make sure to conserve your power unit and, of course, attack in the corners at Suzuka. Now, your setup for Japan is nice and easy. You've seen it already. Here is your cornering setup. Starting with Junior. We've got your Challenger setup in there. And this can be a tricky track. You might want to have a look at a circuit like a bit more qualifying at Japan. And then finally, it is your champion setup. So that is your Japan defense and cornering. So moving on from Japan, and we move on to a circuit of wetness, because it is moving on to Silverstone for race number 5. So Silverstone race 5, you had...
Is there a leakage?
A leakage of what?
I have the seat full of water, like full of water.
Must be the water.
Let's add that to the weather office now.
Well, sorry, we're interrupted by Charles Leclerc's radio. Silverstone, 8 laps to come. It is wet, wet, wet. Tyre management drivers, speed circuit. 8 laps, 2 stop in junior and challenger, with a 1 stop in contender and champions. Now, we've already been through your drivers for tyre management, but we will show you again. We've got your junior, challenger, contender and champion best ranked drivers. So have a look at them. Check your 10% boosts and your special editions. And of course, the boosts, not many. Eagle, Eternal Flame and Deadfast all feature tyre management and speed. If you don't have any of them, find yourself a tyre management boost. Now, DRS is best down the Hangar and the Wellington Straight. You can see that too in the symbols. But if you aren't using it, make sure to conserve. There's quite a few big straights here. At least 4 you can see on the map where you want to be conserving your power unit and then attacking with the corners. And attack with DRS as well is absolutely key. Now, your speed setup for your 4 difficulties with Junior. We are then moving into your Challenger setup, all the way through to Contender. And then finally your Champion. And remember to check them speed parts, brand new Series 12 parts that you might want to be adding over some of these that we've got in this setup. So speed done, Silverstone done. Thanks Charles Leclerc for your radio message during that one. And we move on to Abu Dhabi in the dry. And Abu Dhabi do, let's go. It's overtaking drivers. So we're going to be changing to the complete opposite now. Overtaking drivers and your power unit circuit. So it should be a power unit like Bahrain, but of course overtaking drivers. 8 laps to come. 2 stop, junior, challenger and contender. With champions, really, you want to be doing a 4 hard all day long. Now move myself out of the way because we've got some overtaking drivers to look at. Your best junior, challenger, contender and champion drivers for Abu Dhabi, highest to lowest that I would recommend. So make sure to take them and have a look at your 10% boosts and special cards as well. Now all the boosts that feature overtaking and power unit: Unstoppable, Ghoul Fuel, Dragon, Rooster, Glitz, Skull, Impact and Taurus all feature it. If you don't have any, find yourself an overtaking boost. Now in the middle is your track map. The home straight for DRS, not really good. So you want to be using it down the back straight. That is the best place to use DRS. You can see there's 3 conserving zones and the rest is attack and neutral. But make sure to use the red when you're using DRS because you get a more aggressive line. Now with Abu Dhabi, you need your power unit setup. So we have your junior setup, we have your challenger setup, we move through to your contender setup, and then finally into your champions setup for race number 6 here in Abu Dhabi. Now we have one more circuit to show you. It is Hungary because we've already showed you race 8, which is Barcelona. So race number 7, Hungary in dry conditions. Now you had this in qualifying, so that means you should be okay with this one. 9 laps to come. We've got 2 stop in Junior and Challenger with a 1 stop in Contender and Champion. You can still do a free soft in the higher series, but again, a lot of the AI do then flick to a 1 stop strategy. Now, if I move myself out of the way, you're going to be wanting to see the race start drivers. So we've got your best Junior, Challenger, Contender and Champion normal cards. Highest to lowest on my recommendation. Of course, check your 10% stat boosts and your special edition cards as well. Now, boosts: Herald, Hook, Cuppa, Prince, Nazar, Timeless, Kawaii, Pumpkin and Ballast all feature both race start and cornering. So have a look at that because they are some good boosts. If you don't have any of them, make sure to select race start boosts. Now, DRS is best played down the home straight and from turn 3. But again, if you don't use it there, make sure to conserve your power unit and attack in the corners. Hopefully, you get lucky on the race start because this circuit can be a little bit of a pain in the backside. So, before we move on, we almost forgot. Hungary, you want your cornering set up. And here we go. We've got your Junior setup. We've got your Challenger setup. Moving on to your Contender setup. And then finally, your Champion setup as well. Make sure to check them Series 12 brand new parts also. So, that is your track maps done. So just quickly to say as well, remember, we give you recommended tyre management levels. That does have pushing or conserving in it. The key for what you need to do is look at your tyres and then work out if you can push or you have to conserve. Don't just think because you've got power unit, you can absolutely just keep pushing and the tyres will do exactly what it says on the tin. Some of these tyre managements might be that you have to run medium to do it, or you have to run a little bit conserved to do it. I try and tell you where they are, but remember, if you're doing 4 laps on a tyre, 25% a lap. If you've used 30% on lap 1, you are not going to get 4 laps. You can't push unless you change strategy. Again, if you're doing 3 laps on a tyre, 33% a lap is what you need to be using to get the 3 laps. If you're doing 5 laps, 20% tyre usage a lap. Basically, look at your tyres and work out while you're racing, can you afford to push or do you need to step back and conserve? But that is the Hot Prospect event. This weekend's strategy guide, and hopefully we're going to absolutely bring you straight through and smash this event. It's going to be tough. There's some very big sponsor tasks that are currently ongoing, but hopefully we can get you through and get some prizes as well.